I have a generator here that someone was gracious enough to lend my family in the aftermath of Hurricane Laura. So now I have that generator and I'm preparing it for long-term storage. Now long-term storage is if you need to store a generator for a year or more. So if it's just something that you use like in a disaster or maybe once a year, these are steps you need to do. Now I'm gonna go outside and show you everything you need to do. All right, let's ramp things up with a little hand waving, but we're gonna locate our fuel shutoff valve. This one has a little handy diagram. Find your valve and turn it off. Now crank it up and let it use all the fuel in the line. With the valve still off, and that's important, we're gonna disconnect the existing tubing. Now take something like this ice maker tubing that I got at Home Depot and push it right on to the outlet of the valve. Stick the other end into a gas can, turn the valve back on, and wait for all the fuel to drain out of the tank. Put down some cardboard and think about how cool it'd be if you knew how to break dance. But we don't, so let's just wheel this over for an oil change. Now find your oil fill plug, take it out, give it a little wipe. Position a shallow pan underneath the drain plug that can hold a little bit more than a quart of oil. Loosen the drain plug first, and then take it out the rest of the way by hand, keeping a little pressure on it as you back it out. And this helps make a little bit less of a mess. Once all the oil is finished draining, clean up around the area, and then reinstall the plug hand tight first. Now snug it up with a wrench a little bit. It's not a feat of strength, don't over tighten it. Transfer your oil to a portable container, and then later you can take it to an auto parts store and they'll show you how to dispose of it properly. If you don't have a funnel, which I did not have the correct size, you can use an old soda bottle, heat up the end, give it a little squish, cut the other end off, and then it should be able to screw right in. Boom, funnel. This engine takes 1.06 quarts of oil, so I've filled this 1 quart container up to the brim, but you'll need to check your engine specs to know how much you'll need. Clean up any spills and then reinstall the plug hand tight. Next up is the air filter, so remove the foam filter and give it a couple of taps for the big stuff. I'm going to go one step further with this one and rinse it off, then dry it and reinstall it. Now the replacement battery I bought was just too tall for these existing brackets, so I decided to make some new ones out of 3/16 steel rod. Alright, not really much to this. I just cut the rods to length, then cut some threads in those rods, then I bent the ends, and we're almost done here, but I've just got one last step for this battery when you go put a generator up, if you want it to still crank with the battery. Alright, finally, we're here. If you want your battery to have a chance, you need to hook it up to a maintenance charger. I've got this Duracell one, but anything like a battery tender is good. So anyway, thanks for watching guys, and of course, like and subscribe. Let me know if there's anything else I missed.